Good morning, and welcome to the second episode of Carter's Retro Quest. My name is Will. This is our resale shop, and we're going to talk about what sold today and how we source in the wintertime, because it gets hard. So stick around, we'll talk about it. But first, we'll see what's going out of here. First item we're going to talk about, try not to make a lot of noise with it, but it's a set of Build-A-Bear pajamas. They've been in the shop since summer before last. So they're not heavy sellers. I wouldn't recommend going out and buying them. But we bought a bundle of Build-A-Bear plush that was like 5 or 6 plush for $2. And they all were wearing clothes. So when in doubt, parted out. We took all the clothes off of them, sold them separately. We sold the bears off 10 to 15 bucks a piece. I kept the Darth Vader bear because I'm a Star Wars fan. But that is the last piece of that going out. So wasn't a great seller. We did make money off of it. We made quite a bit of money off of it. But it did take some time for that last piece to go out of here. Next item we're going to talk about is this DeMarini Crystal Bustos, I think is how you say it. I'm sorry if that's wrong. But it's a softball bat. Picked it up at a yard sale this past fall, actually, for $2. Sold it for $39.99 plus shipping on top if you're Lonnie and Candace. But pretty good flip for $2. This next thing we're going to talk about, I think is really cool. It's a picture disc from the group Parliament. If you've heard of George Clinton, then you know who Parliament is. But this one is brand new, sealed. We paid $4 for it and sold it for $45 plus shipping. This came in a auction that we bought about a month ago. We purchased probably 25 or so picture discs. Some of them ranged $3. There was one or two that actually paid like $40 for, but it was sealed Judas Priest. So it was pretty cool. It's still available in the eBay shop. But this one, $44.99 plus shipping. Pretty good turnaround for something we paid $3 for. So that's everything going out today that we're shipping out. So next, we're going to talk about how do we source in the wintertime? Where do we find stuff to list, to sell, to make money, pay the bills? So let's dig into that a little bit. So I want to give my first official shout out here. This is a brand new channel. I do not have a following yet, but this is more about respect than it is about help this channel grow. I really hope we can help this channel grow, but I've got to give my first official shout out to these two guys right here, especially this guy up here, Chris, Old School Picker. Man, I can't say enough about him. He has helped me. He has his own channel, Old School Picker. Check that out. But this is the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast. This is Caleb. That is Chris. They have a podcast. I love them to death. They are two guys that I just know I could sit down and talk to all day. Because we think a lot alike. We like the same things and everything. So if you would please go over and subscribe to the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast. You will enjoy it. If you like reselling, wrestling, just joking around, having a good time, then you will enjoy these two guys, because they that's what they do. But again, Chris, mad love for this guy. He's not like other resellers who are kind of distant from their viewers and their fans and everything. Chris answers Instagrams, and man, the dude has helped me out so much that I've never met either one of these two personally, but I respect the crap out of both of them, especially Chris. I do really hope to meet him one of these days, just to thank him in person. But go check out the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast. Okay, so let's talk about what we do in the wintertime to, you know, make money basically, because the yard sales around here, they dry up around October, the 1st of October, end of September, and there's nothing for us to buy. No yard sales, no rummage sales. There's hardly ever an estate sale around here. So our buying opportunities go to almost zero. So we have to make stuff happen. We've got to get out and hunt for it. And how we hunt for it is Facebook Marketplace, auction sites. We do a lot of auction sites in the winter. Last year we hit it big on auction sites. We do a lot of eBay, believe it or not. Where we sell, we also buy. I picked up this lot of Star Wars figures at a local online auction, and there's some good stuff in here. And some of the stuff is going to stick around. We have a complete Obi-Wan with his saber and everything. That's not leaving here. We have an almost complete Vader. And we have some, that aren't in the greatest of shape. But we'll go through them, we'll clean them up, we'll put them on eBay, we'll make a profit on them. Some talking Alfs that came from an online auction. That one's a talking Alf. That one's just a plush. I've already got a plush Alf on the wall, so he'll go up on eBay. Retro the cat is over there hunting, by the way, stalking something. But we picked these consoles up on eBay for parts and repair only. And what happened there is we got lucky, and there's nothing wrong with these. They work perfectly fine. These two yesterday, I tried my best to get them to mess up, changing out cartridges, and I actually slapped them around a little bit just to get them to try to get them to not work, but they work fine. So we'll still take them apart. We're going to retro bright them to make them look pretty and gray again. We'll put them back together. We'll list them on eBay. We will make probably $80 a piece or so off of those. We'll probably make 40 to 50 on the GameCube. But on the figures itself, we'll make a pretty good chunk there. The buy cost on these was pretty low. Online, that's how we do a lot of our winter sourcing. What we do to get by. So let's talk a little bit about sourcing in winter for us. Where we're at, we're in a small town in southern Indiana. There's not, we have one Goodwill here in town. The prices are skyrocketing daily. A t-shirt is $6.99. So I'm not saying you couldn't go in there and bust out a Ralph Lauren that's worth $40. I'm just saying it's highly improbable. I still go there a lot, just to check, make sure, go through the racks, go through the shelves. I usually, 99% of the time, I walk out empty-handed, because there's nothing there for me to flip. There are two other shops in this town. One of them is an antique store. He's just like me, he buys and resells. And there's kind of a pawn shop type deal uptown, that I've bought quite a few games at, but it's not really profitable for me to go in there and buy stuff. So what we do in the wintertime is I rely heavily on online auctions. Now, the online auction site that I use the most is HiBid. It's easy to use. There's several auction companies on there. I try to stay local. To me, I'm not driving. I can't drive 2 hours to pick something up. But everything that I've shown you today, the Star Wars figures, Alfs, picture discs, those things were all bought on an online auction site. And we bought them at a rate that's very profitable for us, that's going to make us quite a bit of money. I'm sure that's not the same way in every town, because everybody's resale live is different. Everybody's situation is different. So you got to do what you have to do to make it. Besides HiBid, there's also some other, things out there. Whatnot is a great place to source for certain items. Not so much video games, but clothing and stuff. It's pretty good for reselling. So definitely check that out. There's a new app out there called District. I am part of that. I haven't listed and sold on there yet, but I have purchased off there solely for reselling. So might check that out if you haven't already, or if you haven't heard of it. There are several marketplaces on there to choose from. There are lots of other places out there to try. Like we've listed eBay, Whatnot, District, High Bid. There's lots of places online where you can source, still make money, and make good money. But you have to put in the work. You got to do the digging. Sometimes you got to do the cleaning when you buy it. But there's opportunity there. So don't give up just because there's not yard sales. If you're dedicated enough to do this, then you should be dedicated enough to do some digging and find some product. So stay tuned. Our next video, we're going to do a introduction of ourselves. All you've seen is me and Retro, but or Retro and I. But that's not what all Carter's Retro Quest is about. There's more parts to this team, and we'll talk about that in our next video. And we're probably going to give you a shop tour to show you around a little bit. And we're pretty proud of our little shop here, and we'd like to show it off. So Retro is over here sleeping on the desk in her little bed. So that's going to be it for this episode. I appreciate everyone for watching. Hopefully I'm getting better at this, and hopefully the next one's better. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Wait, am I supposed to slap the screen or something when I say that? Because I'm really confused. Everybody else does it. I don't remember. So I'm going to end this a way that somebody else has taught me to end their videos. Just thanks for tuning in, and thanks.